8 chapters in. I don't do every chapter. Sometimes God speaks clearly to me and says, this is one you need to do, and I don't run away from those promptings. So this chapter was extra special to me because early in the chapter we had an assignment where Jim had put a YouTube video and asked us to watch it with our family. So we were driving to Fort Wayne, my wife and I said, hey, I want to listen to this video, and will you watch it? And I'll drive and we'll watch it along the way, and I'll listen to it. So we're driving, and it's a salvation sermon. And I've heard Jim say it 100 times, do you know that you know? That's the question. Do you know that you know where you're going? If Christ comes back today or you die today or whatever, do you know that you know? I looked Stephanie right in the eye and I said, I have to know, as your husband, I have to know that you know, honey. Do you know where you're going? If Christ, if he raptures us out today, do you know? And she said, I do. And it's funny because she was listening as much as I was, which is a blessing. She asked me right back. She said, I want to know, do you know, Chad? I said, I do. I know where I'm going if Christ were to come back today. So, a tearful moment, we're crying, it's an impactful moment, and it's a hard question to ask your wife. So what I did then, I sent the video links both to my kids separately. And I just asked them, I said, as your dad, I don't ask a lot of things of you, but I really want you to watch this and let me know when you've watched it. I'd like to talk to you. So I sent that to Trevor and I sent it to Riley. My daughter called, she had worked that day, called me that night. She said, hey Dad, I watched the video. I said, you did? I said, what'd you think? She said, I remember that sermon. I said, awesome. I said, I want to ask you, I need to ask you, Riley, do you know that if Christ were to come back today, do you know where you're going? She said, Daddy, I'm going to heaven. I know that. So Trevor watched it right away. It was his off day. He called me and his voice was shaking. I said, did you watch the video? He starts crying. I start crying. I said, Trevor, I have to ask you as your dad, do you know that you know? And he said, I don't know. So my next question was, do you want to know? And he said, yes, I want to know. I said, right now? He said, right now. I said, let's do it right now. So I led him through the prayer of salvation. We're both crying, even over the phone. It's a powerful, powerful time. So then I called my wife. I said, Trevor just accepted Christ into his life. We're crying. She calls her son, just an incredible God moment. Nothing like I've ever experienced before in my life, especially because it was my son. Because of an assignment on Fight Club, my son gets saved, and I know where my family is. Those are God moments that, you can't make that stuff up. Hollywood can't make that stuff up. Because of Fight Club, I know I'll get to see my wife in heaven, get to see my son in heaven, get to see my daughter in heaven. I know that, for this little bit of life, that I'll get to spend eternity with my family. It's a big deal. My name's Chad Weldy, and I'm a Fight Club man.